So when you go on backpacking trips, you typically start food planning, and that's one of the first things that you start thinking about. At least I know I do. And so when I think about backpacking food, I try to make sure it's something that's nutritious. It's not something that's going to give me a really big sugar high, then a crash, but I'm also looking for food that's relatively inexpensive, but tastes good at the same time. So here are 5 of my ideas for things that I would take on backpacking trips, and maybe you should consider it as well. Number 1 has got to be the ramen bomb. Now, I've talked about the ramen bomb before on this channel, but it's really easy to make and prepare in advance. The big time pro, is that it is really cheap. It's definitely not the healthiest option out there. You put ramen into a freezer bag broken up into little pieces, and you can add like dried mashed potato powder. You can bring Spam along as well if you want to kind of amp things up. When you're out on the trail, all you have to do is add boiling water to that mixture, add some Spam, and there you go. You have your ramen bomb. The video should be up in the cards here, or I'll link it in the description below to show you exactly how easy it is to make. And that's a really good one for filling your stomach. You will not go to bed hungry at all. That thing will sit there. It gives you the energy that you need, and typically this is a dinner type food that I use. I try not to eat this during the day when I'm out backpacking. Number 2 tip to consider is tortillas with everything. Tortillas are one of those versatile backpacking foods that you might want to consider. It's not the lightest of the foods out there, but it pulls everything together literally. So if you decide you want some tuna fish, and you can make a tuna fish wrap, pepperoni, any kind of meat, cheese, anything can be made into a stuffing for a tortilla, is what I'm trying to say. So feel free to tortilla all the things, and that makes it very convenient, especially when you're backpacking, to eat fairly quickly if it's on the go. So I tend to use tortillas a lot for lunches over anything else, but a lot of people I've seen use them for breakfast food as well. Let's say you decide you want to use dehydrated eggs and bacon, and there you go. You have a breakfast burrito, and that's an option that's pretty quick and easy to go in the morning when you wake up. Number 3, start thinking about all these individual sized foods that are readily available. So one of the common ones that I use are peanut butter packets. They also make jelly in single size servings. Another common one I've seen are Spam singles. If you can think of it, there probably is a single size portable serving. That's an option. One of the reasons why I suggest these single size servings is that it just allows you to minimize the amount of weight that you're carrying. You can easily pick out how many calories you're ingesting in a given day, rather than opening a packet, cutting something in half and leaving it half open for the next day perhaps, when maybe you don't want that specific thing again. The downside is a lot of waste. You have a lot of possible plastic packaging all over the place. It's also not as cost effective, because what you're ending up doing is you are paying for the packaging. So that's something to consider as well when you are thinking about these options. Number 4, one of my favorite things to eat on the trail for breakfast is Mountain House granola and blueberries. Not many people realize that you can make that by yourself really, really simply. All it is choose the granola of your choice. Put that into a Ziploc bag or a freezer bag. Even a sandwich bag will work. You don't need hot water in this at all. Add some powdered milk to it. And if you really want to spice things up, go ahead and add some regular blueberries. As long as you didn't refrigerate them coming home from the store, you don't have to continue refrigerating them. Add that in there, spice things up. Maybe some apple slices if you're feeling a little adventurous. And you have quick and easy granola with milk and blueberries on the trail. And it's something that I've really gotten used to having in the morning for breakfast on backpacking trips. One of the big reasons for me is after a while I get sick of granola bars or date bars or any sort of like Cliff bars at that point in the morning. I just don't want to eat it, especially as those things tend to get frozen, and you may have to hike or backpack with a granola bar in your chest pocket or someplace to warm up so you're not biting into these Cliff Bar icicles. So granola with milk and blueberries is by far, I can eat it every single morning and not get tired of it. Number 5, hard cheeses and processed meat, like say salami or sausage, those kind of processed meats. I'll start right away with the downsides. The downsides is, once again, the processed meats, not super healthy for you. A lot of it is full of added nitrates or nitrites, and it's not something I would recommend eating for a long period of time. But for short backpacking trips, and I don't eat that sort of stuff regularly, I think it's a really good option. The big reason I suggest this is that it's good to go without refrigeration. You don't get it in a refrigerated section. All you have to do, let's say if you purchase a log of processed meat of some kind, is you slice it off, eat what you need to eat, and then you kind of package it away. When you go ahead the next day or the following day, what I tend to do is I try to cut off the very outside edge of that processed meat, and I may not eat that depending on how many days it's been. Hard cheeses as well tend to last a lot better than softer cheeses without needing refrigeration. My favorite one is cheddar cheese of any kind. Make sure it's hard, make sure it's dry. Once again, I wouldn't go for more than a few days. That's my personal comfort without these things being refrigerated. But hard cheeses and processed meat like that, it's just super portable and it's handy to have on the trail. So those are some options that you should consider if you haven't already. If this was really helpful to you, go ahead and like the video. You guys who have been here before know exactly what to do. What's really helpful to the channel, and it's completely free, is to subscribe. Like a video, leave a comment, and it helps the YouTube algorithm figure out exactly who is watching backpacking stuff. Peace.